Alright, how's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite aviation channel. And today we are doing a video that I don't normally make, and definitely not in this type of way. Whenever I do a channel update, it's usually me sitting directly in front of the camera, but this time it's just a lot easier for me to do it this way, voiceover with some random clips in the background. So this is going to be a channel update. Not only that, but also a quick little Q&A, because I did ask on Instagram anybody who wanted to submit a question for this video. It was kind of like an Instagram exclusive thing, but if anybody who wanted to submit a question could do so, and so I got a couple of questions to go through here, which is pretty fun. So this is all part of my 12-year anniversary special video, I guess you could say. This channel celebrated 12 years back on August 15th. As always, the date crept up on me and I didn't have any video planned already, so that's why we're doing this a week late, a little over a week late at this point. But yeah, here we go. So the first part of the video, hopefully not too long, is just going to be a quick channel update, and then the other half will be all the questions. So let's get right into it. So channel update, life update, what's been going on, what you can expect, all that good stuff. That's what we're going to cover right now. So as far as my life goes, of course we are going to be starting, well, not we, but I will be starting my 4th and final year of undergrad in university, which is crazy because I'm sure some of you have been watching this channel for a while. You might remember 3 years ago when I did the channel update before I started college, which I still remember like it was yesterday. But it's crazy that, I mean, of course we're not done with college yet. We still have a whole year, but it's crazy that we're already on the final year, senior year. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been awesome that I've been able to somewhat enjoy, well, I have definitely enjoyed the past couple of years, but also been able to do all that and then stay somewhat consistent with this channel, which is good. And it's kind of crazy that I've been able to keep this channel going, thankfully, for 12 years. It's not every day you see channels, especially aviation channels, sticking around for that long. And I don't know how long I'll be able to keep this channel going, but I do hope I can keep it for, I definitely won't deactivate it. I'll definitely keep it around, hopefully, but you know, we will see how long it can go for. But I am happy that it's been going for this long and that people are still enjoying the videos and stuff like that. So this technically might actually be my final semester in college, my fall 2024 semester, because I technically need only a handful of hours, credit hours, to graduate. But I am taking, of course, a full-time student course load, 12 credit hours or so. So we will see how that goes. Of course, it's going to be a massive grind on top of other stuff. I'm working part-time as well on campus for the first time, which is pretty cool. Excited for that because I haven't been able to do that during my college career, you know, working on campus somewhere. So that'll be fun, I hope. As far as life goes, I mean, this summer, as you may or may not know, well, you probably don't know, but it was thankfully a very, very productive summer. Was able to do a lot, you know, kept myself busy for the most part, which is good. And you might have noticed I didn't upload as much, didn't travel as much this summer, but you know, it was a good thing because I was able to do a decent amount of stuff, you know, productivity wise. Started studying for my LSAT, which is crazy that I'm talking about this because I didn't fully commit to this whole law school thing, pre-law path, until this summer. I mean, it was a good summer, thankfully. I was able to really decide what it is that I would like to try and do with my life, you know. So I started studying for that, did an internship as well, and then was busy with the gym, hitting the gym almost every day. Pretty cool. And so it's good. It was a really cool couple months of just working and keeping myself busy. So with that being said, going into the coming semester, it's going to be a big challenge, obviously, managing, even though it's only 12 credit hour class, for 12 credit hours of class. I think I'm in only four or five classes, not very much, but balancing those, LSAT studying, and then eventually law school applications, and then working part-time, and then I'm also vice president of a major organization on campus. All that stuff is going to keep me quite busy, but I hope that I can get at least one video out a week, if not one every 2 weeks. I don't know if it'll get that bad that I'm only going to be doing one video a month, but we will see. I don't really know. I don't have any content plans as far as it's right now anyway, so I hope it doesn't get to that, but we will see. But that's as far as my life update goes. So I don't know. I know I did say that it technically might be my last semester, but I haven't figured out yet if I want to graduate in the winter, this coming winter, or if I'm going to stick around the whole year, graduate in May. We will see, inshallah, what happens with that. But you probably won't know until later. We'll see about that. So that's life. As far as channel content goes, like I said, during the semester, we'll strive for weekly uploads. Probably not weekly. We will see. Of course, my main priority has to be school. That's what I want. That's what my parents want. That's what anybody would want, to be honest, when they're in that situation. So we'll see. I was able to, after my internship completed, I took a trip down to Tampa on August 9th. It was a day trip. So content from that trip, the first video will be going up in a couple of days from when you're watching this. And then the remaining, I think it's just there's only 3 videos from that trip total. And so they will last until at least the middle of September. So after that, I don't know what we'll have. I do hope to do some aviation news videos. Of course, Scandinavian Airlines will be joining SkyTeam on September 1st. So I'm definitely going to try and cover that when it happens, because last year I did cover the initial news of Scandinavian Airlines leaving Star Alliance. That video did a lot better than I expected. So I think it'd be pretty cool to just have that part 2 of them actually joining SkyTeam, an update on that. So that should hopefully be coming out early September. Other aviation news topics, if you have any, let me know, because I think the bulk of content over the coming months will probably just be aviation news and spotting, and of course the monthly O'Hare Terminal 5 updates. The next one, the August update, should be coming out this Monday, which is in 2 days from when you're watching this, most likely. So that'll be that. If you have any other content ideas, let me know, because I don't have much travel planned at this point until later in the year, like November and December and January and stuff like that. I don't have anything going on until then. I might do a day trip or something. I'm not sure. I have plenty, thankfully I have a decent bit of flight credits from 3 different airlines. I probably won't be using them at all this semester, but I have those sticking around, so we'll see. But I don't expect to do anything major travel wise until November, Thanksgiving break and stuff like that. And that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, so that's it for the content of this channel. Airport updates. If you might probably know this, I have a second channel called AS Jets. It was initially created to be used for model reviews and that kind of stuff, to have a separate channel for reviews, because this channel has primarily been dedicated to trip reports and aviation news and like all the real life aviation stuff in recent years. So I wanted to keep the model stuff separate. I didn't like the model stuff interfering with all that. So that's kind of why I shifted it over to a different channel. And on that, AS Jets will be receiving most of my airport updates now. Any that I end up doing, if at all, will be going onto that channel from now, except for O'Hare Terminal 5, because that's such an important part of this channel now, thankfully. That's going to stay for now. But all the other ones, Karachi, I already uploaded a Karachi update last week on that channel. It's the first new update since the change. And I have a couple plans as well for, random airports. JFK Terminal 8 will be the next one, hopefully. Philadelphia Terminal A, and then O'Hare Terminal 1, Terminal 3 Retro, and Atlanta, something like that. Those kind of stuff will hopefully be coming to that channel over the coming months. And I've been planning this for a while, to do all those model airport updates, but I didn't feel like doing them on this channel. So it just made a lot more sense to shift it to AS Jets. Keep that channel active also. And in addition to the in-flight videos, I haven't uploaded any in-flight videos on there, because AS Jets is also meant for the full-length takeoff landing videos that you don't get to see the full versions of on the trip reports, because they'd be too long in that case. So I have to get better at uploading those too whenever I have time. And then, reviews, airport updates, unboxings, in-flight videos, those will be the bulk of, that's the content that's going to be on AS Jets, my second channel from now on. So subscribe to it if you haven't already. I'll either card it in the above in the top right of the screen, or there'll be a link in the description, something like that. And then, yeah, so last part of the channel related stuff I wanted to talk about was my Patreon account, which I don't know why I made this, honestly. I made this back in, I think, December of 2023. As you know, I don't make any money from these videos on my channel, and long story for that, but I don't make anything. I've never made a single penny from the YouTube ads or nothing. I've never been able to do ads on these videos, which is good for you guys because you don't have to sit through ads and stuff like that. But I've never earned anything, so I was trying to see ways that I could monetize potentially my videos, because if I'm putting so much work into these videos, I might as well see if I could get something out of them. Aside from all the positivity that you guys seem, I'm thankful that you guys have regarding the videos. I've been getting a lot of good feedback, thankfully, about the quality and everything, which has been really great. But Patreon, I wanted to experiment with it, so I created that page earlier in the past winter, 2023, early 2024. I will be closing that now because it's pretty inactive, and I just don't think I'll have the desire to commit all that time to it. So that's going to be closing down. It's in the process of being shut down now. But for those who do want to continue supporting the channel, I'll leave links in the description, various ways you can do so. So that option will always be there for those who want to pitch in. Because like I said, I don't earn nothing from this stuff, which is a shame, because it would be really cool if I was. I'd be definitely making a decent bit from the channel, thankfully. But based on the point that we're at right now, but it's just not happening, which can't really be mad about. It's just the way things go, and always a positive side to everything. But as you can probably tell, I mean, if that was the main factor, my main motive for making videos, then I would have stopped making videos a long time ago. But I've continued making them because this is what I enjoy. It's one of my, good hobbies. I like doing it. Been doing it for a while now, and we'll see how long I can keep that going for. So, yeah, that was it for the channel update. It's crazy. As far as future plans go, like I talked about my life and stuff, but any projects that I'm working on, I don't have any model airport projects or anything, but a big project, quote unquote, was this year of mine was to fly from every central Illinois airport with passenger service. I don't think I explicitly stated that in a video previously. I did say that on Instagram, but this year I've just been focused on trying to cross off all the central Illinois airports with airline service that I haven't flown from. So this year we've done, of course, Peoria, like you've seen. We've done Springfield, which you haven't seen on the channel yet, but you will be seeing it later this week when that video goes out, which I'm very, very excited for. You're definitely going to enjoy it, I hope. So Peoria we crossed off, Springfield we crossed off, thankfully, and then Decatur is actually the last one that I have not flown from. So that's my main priority before the year ends, to get a flight or trip out of Decatur Airport. United's the only airline that flies from Decatur, so that's good because they are my favorite U.S. airline. So United, a trip on them would be pretty cool out of Decatur sometime this year before the year ends, so I can complete that goal. And then hopefully if I can get a flight out of Champaign at some point before the year ends, that'd be pretty cool as well, because at that point we'll have every single central Illinois airport covered in the year with airline service. Because I did Bloomington in January and May. I did Peoria in February and May as well, in May/June, and then I did Springfield a couple weeks back. And then I've done Champaign so many times, and Bloomington before. I've done Bloomington so many times. It's like my second home airport. But Decatur is the one that I still need to cross off. Like I said, hopefully that's my main focus, to get that crossed off before the end of the year. And then I do have other travel plans too. I'm not going to talk about those right now because don't really feel like talking about them. So that's it for the channel update. If you have any concerns or questions or anything, let me know. Like I said, it's going to be a busy semester for me. Not as far as classes go, because I'm basically done, alhamdulillah, but we'll see how it goes, as far as content goes and stuff like that. So now let's get into the questions. I'm not going to count how many questions these are. I have a decent bit of questions that were asked on Instagram, and let's get into them. So we'll start off right here. First one is, what is your favorite city to fly into? So I never really thought about this until I saw this question. Of course, I fly to Dallas a lot, at least once a year, to go visit my very, very close friends down there. Of course, I go to New York at least 2-3 times a year, at least once or twice a year for sure, to visit family. But my favorite city, if you gave me one, I would say it's Honolulu, Hawaii. And why is that? Because that is my first ever home. That was where I was born, and that's my connection to Hawaii. And I haven't been back in almost 8 years, which is a shame. I really hope we are able to go back sometime, either this year or in the next year or so. I miss it so much. I really you have that sentimental connection to a former home of yours. once home, always home, pretty much. Well, I don't think I can say that now because living in Hawaii is just ridiculously expensive, but I do miss it a lot, and that's my favorite city to fly into, hands down, because there's nothing like Hawaii. There's nothing like Honolulu Airport. If you've ever been there, it's just such an amazing airport. It's not world class by any means, but it's such a unique airport for sure, and so definitely one of my favorite airports. Of course, one of my favorite cities, and there you go. That's the answer to the question there. Of course, my first flights as a kid, in my life, were out of Honolulu, and so there we go. Always that connection there. Next question from Red Rev Aviation is, how are you doing? Can you believe that you've been an av geek for this long? Well, thank you very much for this question. I'm doing fine, thankfully. Like I said, it's been a busy summer, productive summer, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And I'm just focused on getting this new semester started and getting locked in for what's to come. And can you believe that I've been can I believe that I've been an av geek for this long? Well, I officially became interested in aviation, like proper interested, 2010. So crazy, we're coming up on 14 years since I've been into this whole aviation thing. And I can't believe it, but I don't think I'll be able to change that interest anytime soon, because I've been in this for 14 years as aviation enthusiast. I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. Aviation has always been something that fascinates me, and I think it'll always be that way. So I can't believe it, but I am sure thankful that I've been able to keep this interest for that long. And you can see that, by the way, by how long this channel has been going, which is pretty cool too. Next question from Piedmont 75. What's your most memorable rail or air journey? So unfortunately, I don't have many cool rail journeys to talk about, because the most of my train travel has been either commuter trains or short Amtrak trips. So I've never done like an overnight sleeper train or something like that. I would love to do that someday. I haven't done it yet. But my most memorable, like most unique, would probably be 2011. We took the Eurostar from London to Paris. So that was my first ever time. And so far, I think my only time on a proper high-speed train. And I still have video that I took as a 7-year-old. Was I 7? Yeah, 7-year-old in that trip. I was filming on my dad's old camcorder. I still have those videos somewhere, which I am too embarrassed to upload on here, but I have videos that I took. I was making trip reports as a 7-year-old, and I have the videos to prove it. I can't believe that. So that's definitely one of my most memorable rail journeys. Eurostar in 2011 would definitely be up there. So there we go. And then air journey, it's going to be hard to beat Q Suite. Qatar Airways Q Suite that I was blessed enough to, my father and I were able to fly to Pakistan and back almost 3 years ago. Wow, we're getting almost 3 years, 2.5, 3 years ago. I think we spent about 30 to 32 hours in Q Suite on that trip, because we took 4 flights, Chicago, Doha, and Doha, Karachi, and then the reverse routing on the way back. It's going to be tough to beat that. It's just a lie flat business class seat on a long haul flight in a private suite of yours, and then it's just an incredible experience. And I really hope I'm able to do it again someday soon, because flying long haul like that is just, it's unmatched. So there we go. That's that question there. MSRTA Productions, if you plan to make a one-off Philadelphia airport update, will it be separate concourses? Like I said, I'm planning to do Philly Terminal A, which is the international terminal at Philadelphia. I don't think I'll do the other ones, terminals B, C, D. Terminal D and E probably I could also do, because they don't have much American Airlines flights, but B, C, and F is just like a no-go, because it's just all American. I don't have that many American planes to do that. So it'll most likely just be Terminal A for Philly. That'll be coming out on the second channel when I do get to that point. If PIA were to return to America, what destination do you believe it'll be? Well, hands down, it's going to be New York City, because that's what their last U.S. destination was until 2017 when they cut the route, unfortunately. So, of course, they fly from Toronto 3 to 4 times a week, which is nonstop to all 3 of the major airports in Pakistan. But, of course, Toronto is not America, but it's the closest to America. And Canada didn't ban PIA when the fake license scandal went out in 2020. The US did, Europe did, and then the UK also did. And those 3 have still not revoked those bans, which at this point is kind of unjustified, because PIA has already cleared all the safety inspections and stuff. So hopefully, I mean, I don't think PIA is going to come back to the US anytime soon, at least not within the next 5 years. given the state of Pakistan right now economically, and then the state of PIA right now as an airline. They're in the middle of trying to get privatized. But if they were to come back to America, if they can get slots back at JFK, it'll be JFK. If not, then Newark, probably. But seeing PI at Newark is just crazy to think about. But they did fly to Newark temporarily in 2020 for those repatriation flights. But, New York City overall is that next destination, I think, for sure. Next, have you ever been on a DC-9? If so, what did you think? I have, actually. When I was a wee kid, just a little, 4 years old, I flew in 2007 from Indianapolis to Detroit on a Northwest DC-941, and then we connected onwards to Newburgh, New York on, I think it was a CRJ200 there and back, and then on the way back from Detroit to Indianapolis it was a DC-951. So I didn't find this out until last year when I found all my old itineraries and stuff that my dad for some reason had kept all those years, but I was able to look up all those flights, and I made this video on my channel if you want to go check it out last year. There's a website you can look up all the flights on, old flights. Unfortunately, that website is down. It got taken down shortly after I posted that video, sadly, but I used that website to look up all the flights and stuff. And that's how I found out that I flew two DC-9s from Northwest in 2007, I think it was. So because I was so young, I can't answer the second part of the question, which is how or what did I think about it, unfortunately. But a DC-9 is very similar to a 717 or an MD-80 that I have flown later in life, that I do know what the experience is like. But those are super cool planes, hands down, one of the coolest ones in the sky. 717 is unfortunately the only one left in the US, mainly in revenue passenger service, but the MD-80s were so cool, and that's a big part of my childhood as well. So yeah. Next, from Aviation 12 PHL, best flight you ever had? Again, Q Suite is going to be tough to beat. Those 4 flights that I took is just that's, if I had to choose one of those 4, it would probably be, I think, the outbound flight. Chicago to Doha was pretty cool because all the excitement and just everything that had built up leading to that day. Chicago to Doha in Q Suite on the 777-300ER, that was probably one of the best flights ever. It was fantastic. Any plans to come to Dubai this winter? From OC Aviation. I'm actually not going to lie, Dubai has been thrown around a couple times in my household because one of my sisters really wants to go for some reason. So we don't have plans right now confirmed, but maybe it could happen, maybe it could, I don't know, but we have talked about it. I don't know if it will happen, but yeah, no plans at the moment, but like I said, maybe, I don't know. What's your opinion on the new Gwadar airport from Aviation Air program? I am surprised that they were able to open it in as quick and as short of a time period that they were able to do it. It looks like a very nice airport. Of course, it's a small airport because it's not meant to be a major hub. Unfortunately, given the state of Pakistan right now, I don't think it's going to be as busy as the government hopes it will be. They'll definitely get more domestic flights, like on A320s from elsewhere in the country, because right now all they get are ATR 42s, I think, from Karachi. So that's maybe as much as they'll get, but if they do end up getting international flights, it'll either be probably PIA to Dubai or something, or Sharjah, or Fly Dubai, flying from Dubai, of course. But the new airport looks great, I think. It's just a matter of how popular will it be. I don't think it'll be as popular, like I said, but we'll see about that. CLT Aviation asks, do you think the aviation industry has bounced back from COVID? If so, what are some things that the industry can do better at? So I think passenger numbers wise, everybody knows we are back to exceeding pre-pandemic levels. So in that regard, the aviation industry has definitely bounced back. Definitely a big aircraft shortage, and I think that might have something to do with not only supply chain issues, but also just, I guess staff shortages too, because the pilot shortage has been a major concern. Maybe less so now, but aircraft shortages has been a major issue too. And then it just keeps getting worse with supply chain, and it's just an ongoing process, you could say. Just the supply chain, and then staff issues, and then aircraft shortages. It's just I don't know what they can do to improve that. I'm not the best person to ask about a career in aviation or working in aviation because I've never done it before. I mean, I worked at Rockford Airport last summer for an internship, but that's as much as I can tell you about that. But yeah, passenger-wise, yeah, it's bounced back a lot. And then I think a bunch of airlines, you've seen the routes that they've been doing, a bunch of new routes being launched, some routes being launched for the first time, long haul routes, ultra long haul routes. So definitely bounced back in that regard. But in most parts, I mean, like Chinese aviation, for example, has never bounced back to the level it should be. And then Hong Kong as well is just not the same. It will probably never be the same, sadly, for a variety of reasons. So, and there's not much that the industry can do to improve Hong Kong's status as what was once a powerhouse of a hub and a city. That's not something that I think the industry can improve. I mean, they're improving Hong Kong airport a lot, but I just don't know if Hong Kong will ever be back to its glory days, if you will. And then as far as other things the industry can do better at, I mean, there's been a lot of union issues. I'm not the best person to ask about this, like I said, but I've just heard a lot of disputes, employee disputes. So if like companies can have a better package for their employees, better perks, and just better, I don't know, regulations that protect their employees, stuff like that, that might be better. Maybe that might inspire more people to apply for those jobs. But I'm just spewing out random stuff at this point. I'm not the best person, like I said, to ask about things the industry can improve, especially with regards to the workforce. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that topic. Okay, my boy Aviation MCO had a couple of questions. He submitted like 5, but a bunch of them I had to pause myself on because they were just not PG or even G rated. So I could not address, I'm sorry, buddy, I couldn't address the other couple of questions. But these 2 questions were definitely the only appropriate ones that I could put in this video. So we go, Orlando Magic, best team. Unfortunately, far from the best team. They're probably one of the worst, unfortunately, and I don't think they'll be any better this season. And then who would win in a 1v1? I think I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say you would probably win, because this guy actually just came out of U.S. Air Force, I think, basic training a couple months back, or maybe last year. You're definitely in a lot better shape than I am, so I'd definitely give you the benefit of the doubt, even though I think I am taller, but not too sure if that's going to do much. But yeah, there you go. Citrus Aviation's got 2. How has aviation impacted your life, and do you want to work... Oh, he's got 3, actually. How has aviation impacted your life, and do you want to work professionally in it? So the first impact is giving me this interest, this rather unique interest, which growing up, I say unique because none of my other friends had an interest in aviation. So I got teased so many times about having this interest in the YouTube channel and all that stuff. But I wouldn't change it. I really enjoyed this hobby and this aviation as a topic and stuff to talk about. Another impact is just, being able to see parts of the world that I never thought I'd be able to see because of aviation. And there's so many other parts of the world that I'd love to visit soon, and I'm hopeful that I will soon, someday, thanks to aviation as well. And the third impact is, of course, family, getting able to see my family members who live in various parts, all over the place. So being able to see them, aviation is the way that I was able to do that. Would I ever work professionally in it? Probably not, unfortunately. It's just, just the way my current educational path is going. I don't think I'll be able to work professionally in it. There's some things I could have done differently earlier on when applying to universities. I could have applied straight into an aviation management program or a pilot program at a different university, but the thing is, I really wanted to go to University of Illinois, which is my hometown school, and they unfortunately don't have any actual business aviation stuff or flight schools anymore. So that was the driving factor, the trade-off that I had to take. So I would love to work for an airline, in the office or something, as an analyst, or maybe even a pilot, but the pilot journey is so long and I just can't commit to it at this point. So what I want to, I think I'll always have that underlying desire to work professionally, but I've talked to some people or one guy I talked to who worked in United and the airline industry for a long time. He said it's not really worth going into at this point. So I'll take his advice at that point. And then the third question is, what's your favorite first class experience? As far as flights go, I'm not going to count United Polaris, because on domestic flights, Polaris is technically sold as first class, but I've been on American first class a long time ago when I was a little kid, and then, like I said, United Polaris. But I think my favorite first class would be recently when I flew Breeze Airways from Springfield to Tampa. That video is coming out later this week. I flew in Ascent, which is their version of a first class cabin. It was a very, very great or fantastic flight. Even though it is a low-cost airline, I was really impressed. And that was not even my favorite first class experience, but one of my favorite flights, period. It was a really, really cool experience. And like I said, I can't wait for you to see that video coming out soon. And finally, last question is, have you heard about the recent added service from O'Hare Station to Chicago Union Station? So I didn't even know about this until your question came up, and then I had to search this up. They added hourly service on the North Central line from O'Hare to Union Station during the DNC, which will obviously be cut once the DNC concludes. Really cool. I just wish we had that regularly, especially weekend service on that line, because, you know, for people that are flying into O'Hare and then catching a train like Amtrak from Union Station, having that direct connection on Metra from O'Hare into Union is so helpful, because you don't have to take CTA and walk the 5-10 minutes to Union Station. It would just be so much better to just take Metra from, even though Metra is not directly at O'Hare Station, they're not at the station is not directly at the airport like the blue line is. Sorry about the mic there. It's just, it could use a lot more service. It'd be a lot more helpful, hands down, especially a weekend. And having just 7, I think, trips on weekdays per day, 7 trips per day, is not enough for a commuter rail. So they definitely need a lot more trains on that line from Antioch to Chicago, which goes through O'Hare, obviously. It would just help us, so many more people, you know, to get downtown, to Union Station especially. And it's a lot less sketchier than the CTA. The CTA is so sketchy, and I just don't enjoy it as much. But yeah. So hopefully the Metra can add more trains on that line. It would help a lot more people, especially weekend service, like I keep saying. Not sure if it'll ever happen. But that's about it for that question. And those are all the questions, actually, for this video. Already 32 minutes. Wow, I didn't think it'd take this long. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for sticking around with me till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. And it's been fun answering all these questions and going over what's to come in the future. Thank you for your support over the past 12 years, and I hope I can continue uploading and keeping this channel going for as long as I can. After we pass like mid-September, if we get into October, it'll be a lot harder to like make videos because I won't have as much content to go off of, but we'll try. We'll see. Anyways, that's it. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more, but until then, take care. I keep saying this over and over again, but I will see you next time. Goodbye.